FaceTime with you. We're here at the Utah Museum of Fine Arts with now Executive Director Gretchen Dietrich.
Hi.
This is your first full year being the Executive Director. How's it feel?
It is. It's great. It's an honor. It's an amazing museum, and I'm thrilled to have this job.
And you come from a curator background.
Well, actually, I come from an educator background. So my life, the last 20 years, has been working in art museums, mostly on the East Coast in education and public program departments. So I was always really interested in making what is in the museum accessible to people, not just art historians, but regular people.
So how does it feel moving into more of an administrative role?
It's great.
Yeah, you still feel like you're a part of the culture?
Oh, I really love it. And I had a job for a little while when I came to Utah, not in an art museum, and I realized that this is where I need to be. I need to be around this stuff.
You're a fish back in your water.
I am.
That's
It's good.
We've got some beautiful pieces here. We chose, obviously there's a lot of places we can go here in the museum to have a chat, but this is a very interesting collection here. Tell us a little bit about it.
So this is a wonderful show called Collecting Knowledge, and it is curated by graduate students art history graduate students in the Department of Art and Art History. We think it's the first time that we've ever worked with students and actually allowed them to curate a show from our collection. So they spent a semester with Professor Sheila Miller and went through our incredible and vast print collection and put together this exhibition, which will be on view for a little bit of time into May. And it really looks at this idea of a cabinet of curiosity from the Renaissance, a time when people traveled the world and collected wacko and wonderful stuff, as well as really beautiful prints, and brought them home. So we're thrilled to have this really terrific collaborative show on view.
It's kind of that true definition of Renaissance, the awakening.
It is, and collecting knowledge. I mean, I think they came up with an awesome title because it's a time in human history, European history anyway, where people really started to think differently about themselves and the world that they live in.
It's an apropos subject, obviously, here at the University of Utah as well. And you've got an interesting situation with museum because you are the state's foremost museum of fine arts.
We are.
But you are also housed on the University of Utah campus, so there's definitely two sides to this coin here.
There is, and it's a challenge for us. I mean, we are first and foremost a university art museum. We're on the campus of the University of Utah, and we serve the thousands and thousands of university students, faculty, and staff of the U as a resource for research and knowledge and aesthetics and art and everything else you can imagine. But we are a community art museum as well. I mean, for Salt Lake City, we are the big collecting museum, and we do have a statewide presence. We are this official state art museum. So it is both it's difficult to be all things to everybody, but our goal is to do great work, show really, really, really good art, make you think about it and challenge you to think about it in new ways, and to be a place that works for everybody. So we have a wonderful eclectic collection. We have African art, Asian art, modern and contemporary art, the European stuff, of course, and really wonderful American art, Western art, regional art. So our goal is to be something interesting for everybody and to serve the community as broadly as we can.
Well, and it seems like that mesh really works well simply because, one, you are a place for people to come and be enlightened and to view art and see things that they've never seen before, but at the same time, education obviously is a big part of what you do as well.
I mean, I think more and more the opportunity to sit in front of an authentic object, from the 17th century, that's amazing. And you could pull this up in a minute on your computer. You could go to the library and look at it in books. But we've got the real thing, and I think that is what makes museums special. You have an absolute open interaction with an authentic object from human history, and it's powerful. It's really powerful, and it's fun, because that's another important thing. You don't have to come here and whisper and be quiet. The museum is a wonderful place for families, for small children. We have great family programs that are free for everybody. So we really care about being a community resource where everybody feels welcome and able to be here freely.
And there's a neat revolving door, too, of styles and exhibits and things like that. What's coming up? What can we expect?
So we have this on view until May. In March, on the 10th, we're opening an amazing, very big, ambitious, what we call a contemporary art loan exhibition. So it's 23 artists or artist collectives. We're borrowing the work from all over the world and bringing it to Utah. The show is called the Smithson Effect, and it's going to examine the incredible and pervasive influence of the artist Robert Smithson on generations of artists who came after him. He's the guy who built the Spire Jetty up in 2.5 hours north of here, which is one of the most important artworks in the world that made in the 20th century. I mean, it's a very important thing. And nobody's really done this show before. Nobody's really looked at contemporary artists whose work has been really inspired and developed by Smithson and his ideas and his work. So that's March 10th, and it's going to be awesome.
You're excited about this. You should do this for a living.
I do.
Yeah, good. Lucky you. Gretchen Dietrich, she is the Executive Director of the Utah Museum of Fine Art here at the University of Utah. We'll be back with more FaceTime with you another time.
Thanks.
Thank you.